Where is it? Where are you? Where is it? Where are you hiding? I can't seem to find you. Where are you? Vibes, vibes, vibes. Where are you, vibes? Guys, can you see where vibes is? I can't seem to find vibes. Vibes is missing.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news, vibes are missing. Vibes are missing. I mean, I don't even want to play this game of I told you so, this, that, the other. That's not what it's about. But I wanted our football club to be serious for once under this new ownership. I want to break this particular video down into 4 different categories: owners, fans, manager, players. Okay. And the reason I want to do this, I really don't want to talk too much about the game. The game is by the by, really. I mean, even though I said in my preview, expect us to win because of the vibes, not for anything else. Because of Frank Lampard coming in, everyone telling me, Miz, there is a feel-good factor. You're strange not to feel this way. That's strange behavior from you, Miz. This is Frank Lampard coming back. The lads will get something out of it. They'll feel the confidence. And we will potentially get a result. That's what I felt. And that's why I went with this particular result. I expected that we were going to get the vibes. We're going to get the feel-good factor. So we're going to surely the players will step up and get that confidence and get this victory. But I'm not surprised. So let's start this segment analysis, shall we? First up, the owners. A lot of people recently have been saying, Miz, you're so negative. You're so negative. Stop moaning. I've had enough. What else are the owners going to do? Just enjoy the time that Frank's here now. How can you not enjoy? This guy's a legend of the football club. For once, I wanted these owners to be serious, to make this club a serious club again. They've done some really good stuff in terms of transfer market, transfer business, bringing some really talented players. No problems about that. But they've made a complete and utter foolery of themselves in regards to the managerial situation. I've said this in recent times quite bold and loudly. Getting rid of Thomas Tuchel, in my opinion, wrong. Maybe in their opinion, the right thing to do. They couldn't get along with Thomas Tuchel, no problems. But from the majority of the fans' point of view, wrong. If anything, you give an elite manager like Thomas Tuchel the opportunity to rebuild the team. You're going to spend that much money. You're going to, have such a big project lined up. You're going to bring in all of these sporting directors and technical directors and recruitment specialists. You probably want to do that with an elite manager. Okay, you didn't do that. Wrong, in my opinion. You got rid of Thomas Tuchel pronto. And then you hired Graham Potter. Someone, yes, we've all admired that he's done really well at Brighton. Ooh, data-driven Brighton. Data-driven Brighton. They run analysis. They have so much data. They play Moneyball. But he's good for a mid-table team. Graham Potter has never embraced the magnitude of this level of project that the new Chelsea owners are planning for and are so ambitious for. And you get in someone like Graham Potter, wrong. You want someone like Graham Potter to lead, be the face of this so-called project, multi-dimensional structure with different clubs that we're going to own, redevelopment of the stadium, this, that, the other, 600 million spent. and fans still want more money to be splashed around. Shame on us. We'll talk about the fans down the track. Wrong. Then you see that Graham Potter is so out of his depth. So out of his depth. Yet you prolong his sacking. Wrong. Then you sack him without a contingency plan. You sack him, but you keep some of his backroom staff members that later on we find out that they didn't want to stick around either. They wanted to go with Graham Potter. And you told us Graham Potter apparently will collaborate and do a proper handover to the new manager or this new managerial process. What sort of mockery is this? Then, when it was time to make a precise decision, for once, being serious, because all this time you have not been serious with the managerial situation. For once, when it was time to be serious, to finally figuring out, now you've got the board, now you've got a lot of footballing minds, to really realize what you want, yet you can't decide between Nagelsmann and Enrique for many reasons or whatever, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, as Simon Jordan said from TalkSport, makes complete sense. Who's hiring who? Who's hiring who? Is the manager hiring you or you hiring the manager? Oh, the manager's not available. They're not available. They don't want to come now. They don't want to come now. I need a manager now. What do you mean they don't want to come now? The job's not going to wait around for anyone. We know what we need. Well, I'd like to think we know what we need. Looks like we don't know. And the owners have gone to the route of PR as opposed to being serious to bring someone in now, let that person assess the situation and really get the ground running when the preseason starts. Because you best believe we don't want to have this level of season again next season. But it kind of seems like that's probably where it's leading towards. Luis Enrique was ready. He's been ready for so long. Nagelsmann, maybe there's some issues there. But maybe you can't agree within your team. So you've gone with a PR spin. You've gone with a spin to get the buy-in of the fans. Because you're confused. You still can't be serious. So that's the owners, ladies and gentlemen. They've never been serious. And they better start getting serious because we're in a free fall. We are in a free fall. Now let's talk about the fans. Fans, people like yourself. Miz, what are you worried about? This season is a write-off. Franksy, enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. Legend of the football club is back. Enjoy it. You're so negative. You're moaning about everything. What could go wrong? These players will see Frank and they'll get that confidence booster. Well, what a bounce. What a new manager bounce we had. We'll talk about the players very soon in the match. What a great new manager bounce you could ever believe. Wolves thoroughly deserve that victory. Thoroughly deserve that victory. Us fans, we ourselves don't know how to be serious. This is why I've said I didn't want Frank Lampard. That's not a serious selection. How's Frank Lampard always finding himself at a better job after getting sacked? How is this possible? This guy, I mean, we'll have a look at some of the comments very, very soon. Post-match, Frank Lampard had. What benefit is it to have someone like Frank? A lot of people are saying, the new manager, they don't want to come in now. It's such a mess. Let Frank enjoy the mess. What kind of a talk is that? Let Frank endure the mess. New manager comes in. Yes, sure, gets all this mess, but it's a pass anyway for them. But at least what they get is they gain all the knowledge that they need to get. They can treat this as a preseason. So by the time the season finishes, they know exactly who needs to go, who needs to come in, and they can kickstart with the preseason. What benefit is it to have someone like Frank? We didn't even get a new manager bounce anyway. Next up, we got Real Madrid. We're going to get our backside whooped. You better believe. So what benefit is it to have someone like Frank? Some of these players were still around when Frank got sacked the first time. And they see him come back again into this team. As I said, I'm going to talk about the players very soon. Even the players probably look at this whole situation. They're probably thinking, this is a joke. This is a circus. How can I be serious? How me as a player can be serious when this whole club is a circus? The managerial situation is a circus. Is proper clownery, proper foolery. I didn't expect too much from Frank. All I expected was vibes, and even vibes went missing. All I expected from Frank was some level of confidence booster on the players, but the players, there was no energy. There was nothing. Frank couldn't even bring vibes. The vibes disappeared like pronto. Away fans were singing, "You're gonna get sacked in the morning." The home fans, I mean, for Wolves, away fans, our fans, they were shouting for a little while, and then they went quiet as well. I didn't have any expectation. I know Frank is a novice. I know Frank is a rookie. I'm not going to expect a tactical masterclass from him. All I expected was vibes to give us a victory for this game at least. And even that I didn't get. So what's the point? What was the point? What was the point of bringing in someone like Frank Lampard? I thought the first half was 70% or so, enough for it to be even. Then they scored a rocket out of nowhere. I wish you talked about XG. Their goal was low XG, so it doesn't count. In the second half, there was more energy, more chances, and we got more people in the box. We have been working here for 1 or 2 days, and it's about getting an understanding of that and the mindset of the team. Lampard is angry with the lack of aggression showed by the players. He's angry already. I'm very, very certain these players will really react to anger from a manager that's been sacked by Chelsea before. If you're worried, don't come. The players shouldn't be worried. Kovacic has won 2 Champions Leagues, or if you've just arrived, you're here for a reason. I'm not saying the squad doesn't have the aggression. It's bringing it together. We were up against an aggressive team today. It has to be said, to be dealt with. Wednesday will be a different game. Already he's having a real hard go at the players in his first post-match press conference. Before you know it, the players will quickly start downing tools on Frank Lampard as well. And I'll talk about the players very, very soon, don't you worry. These are some of the comments, some of the other comments that's been floating around post-match. Let's have a look at some of them. There has been a lot of change, and that's not an excuse, but things need to improve. I think the performance summed it up. I have to get an understanding of it. If you have to get used to winning and making it a habit. See, Frank talks like he's still a player, like that Chelsea team that he once was part of as a player, where winning was a habit. This is a new era. These players, you gotta manage them in a different manner. That's why managers like Jose Mourinho and some of the other sort of old school managers, they're somewhat falling behind. It is the era of Pep Guardiola's and Jurgen Klopp's and Thomas Tuchel's and all the other up and coming managers. Old methods ain't gonna work anymore. Do you know what I mean? We will work and recreate. We will get into those positions and repeat it. Maybe there's a feeling you won't score. I've been there before, and as a club, we need to address it. It's not where the club wants to be, but it's the reality. We have to work it through. You have to get to a point where you can move forward. We need to lift it more than we did today. Let's talk about the players. I think most of these players don't really care anymore. I think Kai Havertz is an epitome of that. These players, they are definitely to be blamed, but at the same time, I sympathize with them because the constant chopping and changing. A lot of these players were connected to Thomas Tuchel. I'm pretty certain his sacking was very difficult for them to get over. But that happened. Then Graham Potter came in. And as I've said many a times, I think a lot of the players didn't respect Graham Potter, and all of these information was slowly trickling out once Graham Potter got sacked. But yet there were all these fake PR that was going on during the time Graham Potter was still the manager. Then Potter gets sacked. Maybe some of these players might have connected by then. Kai Havertz definitely did connect with Graham Potter. Then Frank Lampard comes in. And for them as well, these players, they see in social media, the fans are buzzing, vibes are here, the vibes are back. They know this is a bit of a foolery and mockery that's happening. So they're not taking things seriously either. They can see that the club aren't operating in a serious manner, so they're not moving in a serious manner either. That's why the attitude brushes off on them and then it displays in the match. That's why we consistently keep getting outplayed by opposition who have a lot more energy than us, a lot more know-how than us, when we have better players. When you look at our team on paper, we have better players. Today, I was surprised that Frank Lampard went with 4-3-3. I thought he would keep some of the principles that kind of worked for us in recent times with the three at the back. Inside forwards, the 10s, João Felix, Sterling. Up front, Havertz. I didn't want Havertz, I wanted Aubameyang. He started Conor Gallagher. that in itself is a cardinal sin. So I'm a bit confused as to why Frank did that. But he maybe wanted to put an imprint, his own imprint. Havertz was shambolic once again. I mean, this guy. The less we speak about him is better. I think it's quite evident that he's not a Chelsea level player. He is not. Even João Felix now is looking very, very poor. We've got João Felix down to our level. And now serious question marks whether we want him permanently or not. If he carries on like this, probably not. We'll reassess in the summer if we need to get someone new. And Nkunku's coming on. So is there a need if João Felix continues like this? Raheem Sterling. I guess he can get a bit of a pass coming back from injury. Reece James was okay. Cucurella was shambolic. Koulibaly was shambolic as well. Wesley Fofana was all right. He was good. Enzo Fernandez was decent enough. Nothing to praise about, nothing to moan about either. Kovacic, don't think he was that good. And Gallagher, what is his role? These English managers, they love players like Gallagher and Mount, man. They do, man. Energy and intensity, they love that, man. They buy that so much. Kepa, his distribution was awful. Kepa was not good either. Not much you can do about that goal. Fantastic goal from Wolves. Cracker of a goal from Nunez. So the players really have checked out. Let's see what they can give us against Real Madrid. I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all. So there you have it. There you have, ladies and gentlemen, the 4 segments, right? You've got the owners who've not been serious about Chelsea Football Club in terms of managerial situation. You've got the fans who are naive. Let's be honest. We are naive. We got excited as soon as we saw Frank Lampard. Feel good factor. Good vibes. Well, let me know in the comment section how you really feel right about now. About the good feel factor and the vibes. When we should have been serious. Then we have Frank Lampard, the manager. What can you expect? He's a novice. Can't really blame too much on him. I mean, he just came in, first game back. What can I expect from Frank Lampard? Then you have the players who think this is a whole lot of clownery that's going around, and they couldn't care less either. Their attitude shows. And I kind of understand from their point of view. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my Wolves 1-0 Chelsea post-match reaction. Kind of sums up exactly where we are as a football club right now. Sad to see. Sad to see. Sad to see. Let me know how you felt about this match. Let me know what you thought about everything that I had to say. Please comment below. Smash a like button if you somewhat found this interesting. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Should see you guys soon. Don't be negative, Miz. Don't be negative. Negative Nancy, Miz.